Morning, Unicorn Beauty, Markman. Sometimes we'll get some pigeons on the ground, and rarely, every once in a while, we'll get some of the small birds on the ground as well. And the squirrels will come up onto the bird bath for a drink. The evening time is probably going to be the best. I'll bring the Android in and charge it up. Good morning, Joe and Jace. And then I'll have to charge it up because it only lasts maybe 4 or 5 hours. Yes, crazy squirrels. See, I've got bafflers on the bird feeder poles to keep them. And that was the only size baffler, those big wide ones, that I was able to use to keep them off. They destroyed this Audubon camera arm that I had mounted on the pole. Good morning, BG Peter, and I apologize if I missed anybody else scrolling by here. But yeah, I have even had the squirrel-proof feeders, and they managed to find a way to hang on them in a way that they could still, they would lick seeds out of there a couple at a time. They're just incorrigible. So, and every once in a while we'll get some birds on the bird bath. I'm actually sitting next to where your vantage point is right now. I have the Audubon camera on another tripod, and it you either have to hook up an AV connector, or you've got an SD card in there, and it'll yeah, they will. The squirrels were going to survive the apocalypse, that's for sure, Snack Jar. And so I've got the SD card, and what I'll do is post those up on the website. And Ekim, good morning. And so I'll post those up there. And hi, Bearded Racer. Welcome, everybody. And Leroy St. Cloud. Yeah, those squirrels are just something else. And Lucy Camarisi, oh, thank you for the hearts. That's so cool. Yeah, I want to make this a regular thing. I got to figure out timing where this isn't going to be boring for you, because there's I think if things cool down a little bit, you'll get a lot more bird traffic again, because they usually demolish my seed in a matter of a week. It's all gone. Especially I need to get a better vantage point where I can get the bird bath in and the feeders. I was looking at something called an eyeball camera, but it didn't get very great ratings. It's little tiny. It runs on a it's one of those batteries that's smaller than a AA. It's shorter than a AA, but it's that same shape. I thought I might try that one out. Baby boy, good morning. Yeah, I've got the, I put seed around both of the poles. The right-hand feeder pole is just barely in the picture. And Frank, good morning. And Gentle Star, good morning, everybody. That's so cool. Well, let me, I've got the iPad. I'll also join from the iPad onto the iPhone. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. Get echo. But I'm also recording this. I want to get this to, what I've got is a reflector running, and I'm capturing, oh, reflector died, didn't it? Okay, that reflector crashes all the time on this. But I want to capture this into a Hangout, or I'm actually recording this with Open Broadcaster software anyway, so I'll have the recording anyhow. And then I'll edit it at all the boring parts out. Good morning, Takusta. And let's see, we got Pepper and Eric. Shows me 8 live viewers on here, but then it doesn't list them all. Anyway, this is just my first test from this vantage point. And if I can get that eyeball camera to work, I can get that real close-up like I used to do with a Motorola home monitoring system. I actually duct taped the wired camera up inside the bird feeder in a place where you could see the birds do their touch and goes to get their seeds. Had some real good close-ups, but so the little Android tablet is not going to cut it for getting good feeder pictures, but at least I can get some live bird bath pictures instead of having to use an SD card and not get the live effect. So I hope everybody's having a great day out there. It's a beautiful sunny Florida morning here in West Central Florida. So let's see here. Good morning, Ada Gen C and Brian. Let's see. I know what I could do. Let me turn my sound down on the iPad so that I can maybe get a better look at who the viewers are. It's a little easier to read. So let's join birdbath. Okay, Turker Eyes join. And let's see if I can get the list. No, it still hides them. I wish Periscope would fix it so you could scroll back through everybody. That's, because it can be, people get ignored. And I do apologize for that. Aria Tony joined. Good morning. Here we are in sunny West Central Florida, spying on the squirrels and hoping they'll come up to. Just before I started this recording, the squirrel came up for a drink. I'm sure he'll fill himself pretty soon and come back. Gmode 5, good morning. Welcome everybody. I'm going to be, I like to, I'm a voyeur of birds, squirrels, you name it. And what I want to do is each morning I go out, and when I go out to the store or whatever, I can go down to the Chassahowitzka River or Homosassa and do a quick cam, and then probably in the evening, kind of like Rev Beach does. It seems to be a really good time for feeding, particularly for the little birdies. I had a cardinal on the bath earlier. I recorded that one, but I was doing a private broadcast test, so I could probably edit. I was thinking of taking, since I was recording this, and upload that onto my website so that it's available, and that way I do capture the comments, and I see that hearts and comments and who's been on the broadcast, and have it available for longer than 24 hours. And then I'm also looking at Crowdcast. So I was going to say, it's a wrapper and a really powerful add-on to Hangouts on Air, and a really nice way to capture a broadcast and make it on demand whenever you want to go back and look at it. That way I can do the live thing, and I can still relatively easily keep a record of everything. Well, now it's getting, I apologize, that squirrel on the right hand side is a little bit out of the view. Yeah, the Android, what I did was I just hung it on top of the tripod because there was I didn't have a proper mount for it, so I just took the tripod arm that you hold on to and just hung it's one of those child's cubby. It's a sprout cubby, and I just took the little plastic thing and hung it over the control arm. Good morning, Yane Suarez. Let's see who else we have. We get mostly cardinals. Now the bird bath, we tend to get some, good morning, the woodpile. And we tend to get some woodpeckers and a lot of little wrens. The wrens were eating us out of a house and home with the seed. Now they seem to have migrated off. It's so hot. Even the cardinals are in hiding for most of the day. Glenda Mims. Good morning. Yep. Right now it's kind of boring. Just some squirrel cam time this morning. I think my birds have been out there. My birds, God's birds, have been out there. The universe's birds have been out there. They chirp like crazy, as you know, pre-dawn, dawn. Oh, good. Here comes Mr. Squirrel. I think he's gonna take a drink. Good morning, Cool M48. Hello, Mr. Squirrel. Thank you for giving me a close-up. Yeah, pretty soon he's gonna show me his other end. Good morning, Andrew Green, 2468, and News Redmerd 01. Hello. I gotta unmute and talk to him. Let me see here. Hi, Mr. Squirrel. Hello. Cool. Oh, how funny. That freaked him out. Good morning, Aussie Matt, ex-Aussie Matt, and Nikuchi. Yep, I just freaked out the squirrel because the android, I unmuted and talked to him over the android. Scared him. Good morning. I hope y'all are having a great morning this morning. It's a lovely day here in West Central Florida, but hot. So I'll show you some things. I'll try to do some. I'm close enough to some really nice stuff. The Crystal River has a gorgeous park, several gorgeous parks, and beautiful docks. I love fountains. There's a really nice fountain at the Plantation Inn, out in front of the Denny's in North Crystal River. And then Crackers has a beautiful, they have a tiki bar in the back, and they've got a dock, and they've got, you know, dive clubs, and there's also Hunter Spring Park. So I'm going to try to give you some, particularly on Friday, I can be out for a longer amount of time. Thank you for the hearts. Good morning. NK, I'm sorry I missed you. I see Sarah R, Matt Osborne. And, good morning. And caught BSB1. I got a little bit of wind out there this morning. I see that baffle moving around. Turbulent water. And I thought I had, apparently I lost a little piece for a magnetic clip to hold the current macro lens that I have, and it just falls out. So I got one of those. It's the set of 3 lenses that Ryan recommends, and that should be here Monday. So hopefully I'll get a better picture and be able to get better picture of the computer screen. Let's see what else we got. Again, I do apologize for missing people here. But I'm going to try that, see if I can get that eyeball camera and set that up in a vantage point of the bird feeder. And the Android's actually light enough that I could probably figure out a way to bungee it onto one of the feeder you see in your left side of the view there. Good morning, Foma. And who else we got? Maxim. But yeah, even the squirrels have decided to. I didn't mean to freak the poor little guy out. Taquitos, Esti Puebla. Good morning. And Buzz Lightfeet, good morning. I do apologize, it's boring right now. In the dead heat of summer. It seems to be pretty, they're in hiding. Good morning, Buzz Lightfeet. I hope that eventually we'll get some, they'll get used to the idea of the tripod being out there and the Android being out there too. That might freak them out a little bit, so they tend to be a little hiding up in the trees a little bit more. Good morning, Alina Montero. So this seems to be this little it's a sprout cubby. It doesn't run Periscope, and if I were to get one that runs Periscope to control it in here, I'd have to set up, I do have a okie doke. I have to set up a Bluetooth speaker so that I'd be able to talk to you out there, but that would freak out the animals. But so this is actually looks like the best solution to Skype. Skype stayed up just fine the whole time until the battery finally ran down on the Android. So I just need to, because if I can get it set up to where I can set up the IP cam, that's what I was thinking, the eyeball, AI space BALL, or something similar to that will allow me to use it as an IP camera. Then we'll be able to do much better close-ups, and so maybe set up some multiple camera views. Good morning, Solo Keys. Yeah. Anyway, apparently the squirrels have decided to go back to bed, back up on the roof. Yes, indeed. So I apologize for the background noise too. I need to figure out a better audio setup here. But this actually isn't too bad, and it's actually easier for me to keep up with who's here by using the iPad as well. Good morning, Alarmo 92. Sorry, things are kind of boring at the moment. I wanted to try this vantage point to see if I could get some more close-up action. We did get one close-up of a squirrel. What I'm going to do is make this available on my website, ChristyLambert.com, as a broadcast video for on-demand viewing. I'll embed it there, and I want to collect all my videos there, and also make them available on YouTube. Playing around with Crowdcast and Hangouts on Air, trying to come up with a good way that it is a repeatable workflow for collecting all my nature cams, so that we can. I want to be able to integrate Meerkat and Periscope and Crowdcast, and so that you can see live from any of those platforms, and maybe even be able to see each other. And so that's why Reflector just crashed on me again. Oops, let's see. I see Snack Jar is broadcasting something. So it looks like we're kind of oopsie. What did I just do? I don't remember. Oh, I know what I did. Good morning, Wesley Duncan. See, I accidentally got out. There we go. See who else is here. I'm sorry if I think I missed a couple people joining. Good morning. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope to make this less boring as I figure out what time of day is best to catch birdbath action, and also working on getting a hold of something, a camera like an eyeball camera, AI space BALL. GoPro wireless maybe, that's a little pricey, but I'll have to do some comparisons, but I like to try the eyeball. And it runs on a little, I think a rechargeable, it's like a shorter, stubbier version of a AA battery. And I think it's supposed to be good for anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, depending on what quality battery you pick. So I'm looking at doing that. I'm looking at doing morning sojourns where I'll either go to, different local places. There's lots of beautiful scenery nearby. I love the water. I love fountains. I love the boat docks and watching the boats go by. So Old Homosassa and Crystal River and Chassahowiska are the 3 places I'd be able to get away to make short sojourns in the morning, and I'll try to scope those. And then, I tried to scope from Gulfview Square Mall yesterday, and it cut out on me very quickly. Well, the Wi-Fi wasn't good at all. Good morning, Eric for Fitness. We're in a boring spot right now because the squirrels decided to stop showing off for me. I had one up on the birdbath at the beginning of the broadcast. I think, nope, just shadows right now. But hopefully I'm going to set up some multiple vantage points, and maybe I can get like a multicam kind of a view, where we can get a vantage from the bird feeder, close up of the bird feeder, and get some squirrel action and some bird bath action. That's my ultimate goal, is to get all that into an integrated environment where you could either look at it through like Hangouts on Air, Crowdcast, Meerkat, or Periscope, and even see each other and see what's been going on in each of those social media in a live environment. So integrating your Skype with your scopes with your Hangouts. Good morning, Richie. And oh, cool. And I want to also try to play around with highlighting other people's casts within a Crowdcast. So I'm loving playing around with all this stuff. So being that this is kind of boring right now, I do apologize. We don't have any animals at the moment. If you want to watch the beginning of the replay, we did get one squirrel, but I unmuted myself to the Android, and I whispered to him, and it scared him. So he disappeared. Good morning, Sazman, S-A-Z man. And, oh, cool. Let me follow you back. Very cool. So I used a different Periscope account to connect to from the iPad to the iPhone, so that I could verify how things are looking to everybody else out there. And I'll work on getting a wide angle. I'm expecting a wide angle lens to come Monday, so that I can get a better quality screen picture there. I really hate all that interference that shows up there. It looks like I'm looking through a screen porch, like my cousin Vinny. That screen with all that crud on it, and the 7 bushes. So I appreciate you checking in and bearing with me while I learn how to make all this stuff a viable voyeuristic animal porn, if you will. Because I do love watching the animals. And I'll bring you some, up in Crystal River there's an archaeological state park where you can get some good looks at dolphins and turtles and all kinds of good stuff. And first pace, good morning. Again, I apologize for the lack of activity here. It's so hot here, I guess the squirrels have come out very quickly to feed and gone back into hiding. Good morning, Eddie Nydorf. Well, thank you for the hearts. Yeah, I hope to make this better for you so that you can get some entertainment value out of the animals. Good morning. Good morning from New York City there. I've been watching lots of great scopes there. So a lot of scopes went on late last night too. I was getting all the notifications. But, oh, cool. And somebody scoped some really good little concerts from like Union Square. That was really nice. The city that never sleeps. Good morning from Houston, Texas. First pace. Good morning. Celestine. Saw a little street sign there. I bet it was pretty wild, huh? That's so cool. Yeah, it's pretty boring down here in Florida. Hot and boring. But the animals make it worthwhile. It's and the boats and the water and the fish. We got this one turtle, gopher turtle that travels through here every now and then. I think he's got a nest in here somewhere. And over in Inverness they have the Cooter Festival once a year, and they have cooter races and everything. So that's the kind of excitement we get down here. We get dragon boat races and you know, boat races and fishing tournaments and stuff like that are really starting to heat up here. It used to be pretty boring, but there's been more action. Inverness seems to be a really booming, growing town over there, and all kind of in between Inverness and Crystal River has grown up quite a bit. And then there's kind of a void between here and Weeki Wachee, and then it's all built up down through Spring Hill on US 19. So, but as I was saying earlier, I'll let you guys go here pretty quick because there's nothing going on and I don't want to bore you. But I'll continue to experiment with what times of day would be best to do this. Good morning, Aqua Blua and Con Aqua Blua. Thank you for the hearts. Yeah, I'll experiment with the best time of the day to turn this on when I actually get a trend of continued action. It's catch or catch can right now because it's so hot and muggy. The animals seem to be doing the smart thing, of course, hiding in shade and dealing with the heat. But and as you know, moon phases and everything. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, it was nice talking to you too, Eddie, and hope you all have a great day. Anyway, I'm going to let all you guys go because it's I don't want to have this broadcast sitting out here and have people show up and continue to see nothing. So I'm going to let you guys go and go ahead and end this broadcast, and I'm going to do some private ones until I start seeing a trend, and I'll make them short if I do find that I've misjudged it. Anyway, you all have a wonderful day, okay?